Hello and welcome, guys, to TPXLOL Tournament's number 2 All or Nothing Tournament. I am Ranconius, and I will be joined by the lovely Boogeyman. Boogeyman, I tell you what, we've got one hell of a game to start us off here on today, and blue side, Team Storm up against just MeerKats on the purple side.
Yeah, we've definitely got some high-class plays coming out for us today. All these teams are high diamond or high platinum, so we can expect some seriously good plays out of these guys today.
Absolutely, and we're already going through that ban phase thick and fast, and Vi and Lucian taken away by Team Storm, and Morgana is going to be that first ban for just MeerKats. Take us through those ones, Boogie.
Yeah, Vi's very standard jungle pick. I'd say maybe it's a potential target ban. She's very strong in jungle, but she's not as highly favoured as some of the main ones at the moment, like Kha'Zix. Who else we got? We got Lee Sin,
Wukong?
Elise, Wukong. Pantheon's quite popular at the moment. Morgana's more of a bot lane survival pick. It allows you to get champs like Leona or Thresh through and not have to worry about that black shield stopping any of those that hard CC in the bot lane. Lucian, very strong AD carry in the bot lane. He's able to burst. He's highly mobile. He's just an overall strong carry in the bot lane, and obviously it's something that T-Storm don't want to deal with. Again, same with Draven.
Absolutely. I was just about to mention those first two bans and that regular Kassadin ban. You're used to seeing that one onto that purple side. But other than that, like, the only reason Kassadin's banned out is because they have to ban Kassadin out. The other two bans went to bot lane. If Kassadin wasn't here, could we have seen maybe a third bot lane ban? Maybe a Caitlyn? Maybe a Leona ban? Maybe?
I would think we potentially would have seen a Leona ban. Just because by denying a team Morgana, and by denying a team Leona, you either essentially force them onto Thresh, or they have to go for someone like Sona, Nami, Zyra, maybe Zillion. Haven't seen Zillion a lot recently, but he could come back. Like, I know he's quite strong at the moment. Obviously, Yasuo is quite a strong mid laner, and quite a strong counter to a lot of current meta mid laners.
And he's better off than just banning out that Wukong as well. But we are going to see that Thresh obviously locked in for Team Storm, and then immediately we flare back over to their opponents on just MeerKats. They pick up that Elise. Nice strong jungle pressure coming out from that one, and then a Leona lock in. So probably not banned for a reason. Yeah,
definitely. Thresh and Leona are two of the very strong current meta supports. They offer an off tank for the team. It allows your team to take a hard carry jungler or even just a high burst jungler into that and still have someone who can off tank in the bot lane in team fights. So it offers them in that regard, and they both do quite well to lock down bot lanes and sustain a bot lane. So they have a lot going for them in terms of what they can bring to the table.
Absolutely, and obviously with that Morgana ban out, it's that's really the only situation you can play Leona hard countered by that Morgana at the moment. But we do see a Wukong and a Civil lock in, and that's bringing a lot of synergy straight into these team fights.
Yes, definitely. I'm liking these soft locks on Urgot. It's very troll, and it doesn't give us a lot to talk about. But obviously, Wukong and Elise were picked up. Two very strong junglers at the moment. Wukong, obviously, with his Cyclone and his Armor Shred, able to just destroy either AD carries or your opponent's tanks, and does well to do that on both ganks and in team fights. Elise, obviously, so fully loaded at level 3 with her kit. Riot actually looking to nerf her in the next upcoming patch. Try to take some of that, potential fully loadedness, because at level 3, she offers more than what most junglers do at level 6. So that's why she's such a highly contested pick. She's either banned or quite quickly picked up by a team. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just about to say, yeah, absolutely. She's so strong. Nice cocoons coming out. But we're going to see a Shyvana and a Bane lock in. And two different sorts of junglers on these teams. And now we're looking at team comps to build around them. Obviously, you see this Thresh Wukong combo all the time. Really requires that Dark Passage to really gank the bot lane early on. But he's more of a farm till 6, get that Cyclone, his ganks, his damage on his ganks, and everything in his kit becomes a lot more punishing at that level 6 point for the Wukong. Whereas Elise is looking for pressure earlier than 6.
Definitely. And with her cocoon, with her spider form, she's got both a decent escape and a hard engage to get in on those mid lanes. Obviously, we're seeing not Syndra, Shyvana and Vayne locked in for respective teams. Sivir, I like. Ever since her rework back, I believe it was in 4.1 or just beforehand, she's been a very strong pick in terms of bot lane. The fact that her spell shield no longer requires mana to take up a bot lane pick, it makes her so much more viable because she can sustain in terms of lifesteal quints and in terms of spell shield for mana. So it keeps her in that bot lane longer. It allows her to either get more farm, get more kills, or just overall sustain longer than the opponent's bot lane.
And now this is an interesting pick coming out. We're seeing an Ahri, guys. This is going to be fun. She is going to be charming all over the Rift.
Yes. I do like the Ahri pick. When they nerfed, and I say that very loosely, nerfed Ahri a few months back, it wasn't so much a nerf, it was similar to what they did to Mundo. They made it so that better Ahris stood out more, and it didn't give worse Ahri players free kills or free roam in mid lane to just destroy. It essentially forced you to properly learn that champion to really stomp with her. And that's what I think a lot of people don't realize is Ahri is still quite a strong champ. All they did was they took away some of her early game power, and they defined the well played Ahris a lot better. So hopefully we'll see some really good things out of T-Storm Eddie there.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're going to see an Orianna finally locked in. There are several ball initiate targets here. They've got the ball carriers coming out in the Shyvana, your Elise, and obviously the Leona as well.
And I'm just thinking, I think Eddie must be a very strong Ahri player because they've banned out Yasuo. Yasuo would be the only thing that does a really strong counter to Ahri, and the fact that they banned him out obviously means they've gone into this game for T-Storm Eddie to play Ahri, and obviously that's a comfort pick for them. And I'm liking I like that. They've gone into this game really smart, and they're looking to do their best to get into these comfort picks.
I was just having a little bit of a chat with the Storm guys as well earlier, and one of the later games that I don't think we'll actually be able to see will be their game versus AGL Inferno. They're actually just planning out for that one. They're all set for that one. They've got a lot of pick and ban, so they've done their research. They've done their homework on these teams, and they're ready to roll. Yeah,
definitely. I do like these team comps, though. Obviously, Vayne's still a very strong AD carry, and if you haven't got Lucian or Draven or Jinx, Vayne's definitely the next tier 2 to pick out. And I played her the other day. She's still quite damaging.
Exactly, and like a Sivir lane would be a nice farm lane for her too.
Yeah, Sivir lane. The fact that Sivir has a little shorter range does give Vayne the advantage. The other thing it does allow her to do, she synergizes well with Leona. Leona's able to dive in with Zenith Blade, lock them down even further with Shield of Daybreak, and then Vayne can tumble into position and then condemn into a wall and then follow up again with more silvers and attempt to do a lot of high burst damage. The other option is Zenith Blade in first and tumble in, then condemn into a wall, so you chain the CC one after the other rather than having Leona burst all of hers down in one go and then Vayne follow up afterwards.
Exactly, you get more sunlight procs that way, more damage. That's
definitely
two ways to combo that one, but especially with Vayne in this bot lane, a little bit of early dragon pressure, obviously with Silver Bolts coming out, and the ability for Spiders and Leona to tank that one up and take it quite quickly, whereas there's not a huge deal of quick early dragon taking for the side of Team Storm.
Yeah, I feel like the one thing we have ignored on Team Storm at the moment is this Renekton pick. Renekton is a highly contested champion in the league at the moment because of his lane bully presence. I know Soaz loves to play Renekton just because he's such a strong lane bully at the moment. He's able to sustain for days. He scales quite relatively well into the late game. I know a lot of people disagree on that, but I've seen him do quite well if he can get ahead in late game. So if T-Storm can get Atheros quite well fed early on, or even just give him a lot of lane presence and really put pressure onto just MeerKats in the top lane, it could go quite well into T-Storm's favor.
Absolutely. It's going to be an interesting game. We've got 40 seconds remaining onto that delay timer. Then we're going to be into game. Everything's going to be rolling. And I tell you what, this is going to be game one. This tournament, Tempex All or Nothing, is actually, we're going to be running through a group stage, and then we'll be heading into knockouts today. Semi-finals and your grand finals will be casted tomorrow by our good mates Place and Atlas, so they will be joining you tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure on the time, but if you pay attention to Tangster in the chat, he is the guy that's running all this. He will be able to give you all the details, and we're getting to that point where we're about to see everything come down. Now, let's talk level 1s. Are we going to see anything level 1, or are we going to see that normal line of scrimmage?
I feel like... I know it. I haven't seen it too much in the Oceania scene. I've seen it a lot in the European and the North American scene. Bot lanes aren't helping a lot of their carries. Not their carries. Their junglers leash. They're actually quite often forcing their junglers to do their own solo buffs, or even just forcing mid lane to do it, purely because if one team can get a level 2 early on, it can work really well in their favor to really hard engage on that level 1 bot lane opponent. And Thresh and Leona are both very strong level 2 skirmishers.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, you've got Thresh with his hook and his flay, or he can go hook and then lantern and either make for a nice escape, or go hook and flay for a very aggressive skirmish. Leona's obviously got Shield of